What's going on, y'all? This is GT from Tru Vuw. We got Bam Bam guest and another guest, Mr. Chill.
Yes, sir.
We're here today, back at it again, man. Feeling good right about now. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling good right about now.
I ain't had my drink yet.
Man, you put that lousy. Anyway,
Haters go hate.
haters always gonna hate. That's right. So I'm sending Shaka out to the 808, man. Shaka. Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha.
And today's episode, we're going to talk about feeling froggy today. I'm feeling froggy today, so I think it's going to be sports. Because you know I'm a sports junkie. I know you a sports junkie?
Yes, man. Maybe a fanatic.
I am worse. I'm actually worse. If I had my own basement, I have my own fan game. It would be that bad. I've seen a Pittsburgh Steelers one, man. For real.
Man, those is not vicious.
What? You tripping. See, you tripping. There you go, Northern Lane. There you go.
Or for Florida
Already.
State.
What?
Whoa,
Matter of fact,
whoa. None of the Florida
boy.
teams is
Whoa. Shots fired.
Hey, you know, that's how we do over here. They always firing shots at us.
So, today we coming at y'all sports Tru Vuw style. So, as you can see, we got multiple hats here. But see, by it being a Saturday, first thing we're going to talk about is college football.
Yes, sir.
Because I love me some college football.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to UH. Shout out representing my man. Rest in peace, Coach Brennan. Wanted them to do real well. I wanted them to beat UCLA to show a statement.
I think they
Last
could
week.
have.
They could have.
I just think they, I watched part of that game, and I just think that they need a quarterback. Because a lot of that was like stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. So it wasn't like UCLA was really like beating up on them.
Right.
They were making a lot of mistakes.
Right.
So I think that's part of the problem that they had.
Right.
But they could have hung in there with them.
Do you think that they were overwhelmed by the fact that they were in LA and Pasadena, in the Rose Bowl,
I wouldn't say
with all
overwhelmed.
those people?
I wouldn't say overwhelmed. I would think when I was watching the game, I thought for some of those players at UH,
Yeah.
I think some of those players, the spotlight was kind of big for them at
Right.
that time. But
Right.
as the game went on, they kind of calmed down.
Right. Right.
But like I said, I don't think it was, they were scared or anything like that.
Right. I think lots of times, some of those people who are used to being in the spotlight, they are more susceptible to everything that comes at them during game day.
Yeah.
There's times where, they're used to being in big games.
Right.
They're used to being in stadiums full of people on Friday nights in high school, right? So then you got them, they moving on over to the college team. It's nothing but it's everyday business for them.
Right.
Now, you got this other group who's rated like 3-star or lower, who's not used to all of the hype, the bright lights and stuff. So I can understand what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Like the whole atmosphere is totally different in college football.
Right.
And what I like about it is that you can pack a stadium with like 100,000 people, and you sometimes you get starstruck. The fact that you got all these people that are yelling and all that stuff, and even though they teach you to try to tune all that out and do your job, your assignment, right, sometimes they get caught up in all of that. Then you got to also worry about what's happening on the field. So possibly, like you said, I believe that. I believe the atmosphere on the road for them is totally different from when they're at home. Because the atmosphere at home is off the chain. It is off the chain.
I believe that. Yeah, and then you got to really think about too, the travel for HU is different for everybody else. Yeah, because you're coming from Hawaii to the mainland, right? Which from Hawaii to the mainland is a 5-hour flight, no matter which way you go. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Now, UCLA is going to play USC. That's cross town. Cross town. You know what I'm saying? So for them, that travel is different, other than than everybody else's travel. Right. So yeah, I just think, like I said, I saw part of the game, and it was a major. I mean, it's kind of a big chunk of the game, and UCLA wasn't doing much. That was like they were really like it was like. It wasn't like they were playing Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You know how Alabama is. Yeah. Once they get a lead on you, they pounding on you. Until the game is over.
They got to run you to death. They got to run that ball 25, 30 times.
Right. If Hawaii had to turn the ball over a couple of times, they would have still been in that game. Right. And and UCLA really didn't put it out until like the third, maybe the end of the third quarter. Right. So yeah, like I said, I think for some of the guys on Hawaii, the spotlight was kind of bigger than they thought it was, and then once they got settled in, they started playing a little bit better.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I personally think that this week is because this week they play Portland State, so I think they're just gonna beat more evenly. They're gonna beat the brakes off. It's one of those things of their rebound play after they play a Power 5 conference team is better. Yeah. They normally find a way to win it.
Yeah, and they were the commentators were talking about that last week. They were like, Hawaii gonna rebound after this game. He said this is the first game of the season, so
sorry, don't worry about this ass clown riding on his motorcycle. Ain't nobody even around here, and he just wanted to come through here like, I just want everybody to see my bike. I want to ride my bike. So what's that one song? I want to ride my bike. Oh, shout out to Brandon Hammond. That's the reason why I even know this dang song. He used to say it every day at work.
Oh, really?
Like every day.
So he got a bike or something?
No, he was just singing the song. He's just...
Oh, wow.
My man is a class act. I love that guy, man. I love that guy. But anyway, I'm sorry. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah. Oh, I basically was just saying that they were saying that last week about them rebounding from, the first game. It's just the first game of the season, so this should be all right.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think they're going to beat the brakes off of Portland State. Because one thing about lower, I'm not saying that they're a lower quality type of team. They probably, if you ask me, they're probably about evenly matched. Yeah. One thing that comes into play with like teams like that is depth. Yeah. In the second half, the depth starts to take over, and that's when you have the extended leads or blowouts.
Exactly. That's what they say about Alabama.
Right.
They beat up on teams because they have so much depth.
So much depth.
If somebody gets tired, they bring in another number one in. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
another 5-star recruit.
Yeah.
So, and I hate this, but I have to. We got to talk about Notre Lane.
See, haters gonna hate.
Lane. For all y'all that don't know, my brother, Mr. Chill, has been a Notre Dame fan for years.
See,
Back when Tim Brown was there. Or even a little bit before.
Tony
Alvin
Rice.
Miller. Shout out to Alvin Miller.
Shout out to Alvin.
Man.
Tony Rice.
That
was my
all
guy.
those guys.
Yeah. Ron Bettis.
Yep, all those guys. Ricky Waters, all those guys.
Truvuw.
Rocket Ishmael, all those guys. But they are also playing another team that I followed when I was younger.
Yeah, a team that I despise still to this
Ooh.
day. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Terrell. That's his team.
Florida State.
Yeah.
Simmer now.
So yeah,
Shout out to Deion Sanders.
I despise them. But it was some of the players that I did like that they had. I even have respect for their coach, with their past coach, Bobby Bowden, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Bobby Bowden.
I have respect for him. But other than that, I despise like most of the Florida teams because
Florida
always
State
had to
is
play
always the team that, out of all of them, Florida State.
Let me give you the scenario why I despise Florida State. In '93, we had the same record.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
Beat them.
Okay.
And they still let them go on to the national championship.
Why was that?
Because we beat y'all. That's why I despise them.
That's why you despise.
Exactly. Now, why they let them go on, I don't understand that. They always say it's because we lost to Boston College. But look who they lost to. They lost to us.
But Boston College that year was in the dumps.
Okay, but
they were in the dumps.
But you guys lost to us.
We're not talking.
Yeah, see, so
we're not talking.
If you go,
we automatically
penalize us for losing to Boston College.
But see, think about it.
You gotta penalize you guys for losing to us.
But think about this. Actually, you helped us because the loss that we took to you guys, the loss that Florida State took to Notre Dame, the margin of victory wasn't that far apart. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But then also think about this too.
Because if you go back and look at it, they expected you guys to beat us.
Correct.
So,
but y'all was playing at home.
Okay.
And
Boston College was playing at home.
True.
It's true.
Hey,
I know this before your time, man, but
this is something you just gotta Google and listen to. Right? So anyway, what I believe.
You believe what?
Someone trying to call me.
Man, we're not worried about them. I'm tell you we're recording. So anyway, Florida State, reason why I believe, this is my own biased opinion.
Okay.
And
no, we don't want to hear it.
Always gonna put Florida State.
You know, any Notre Dame fans out here, we don't want to hear what he's talking about. So go ahead, though.
But I think the reason why they took Florida State.
Hold on. Shout out to Chris Newton.
Shout out, Noob.
We gonna get that one this week.
Oh no, you tripping.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, the reason why I think that Florida State got into that title game is because you guys were winning. It's because you guys were winning. Strength of schedule for Boston College wasn't that great. We got past a couple of teams.
Right.
But Boston College wasn't winning. If Boston College would have been winning, I believe that it possibly Notre Dame would have took that spot.
I say it like this. If we didn't have the same record and we hadn't beat you guys, then I could see that.
Right.
But we had the exact same record.
Right.
And we beat you guys.
Right.
So
I get it. This is not the NFL. I mean, you know what I mean? The NFL is different.
Right.
The NFL takes that into consideration.
Right. That's
when
a Trump.
You would presume
that.
Sees. Correct. You would presume that.
Yeah. So, but, you know, that's just my opinion. And that's why I despise the Florida team. Because, you know, we always had them drag out games with Miami Hurricanes, too. So, yeah.
But they also had them drag out games with Michigan, my other team.
See, we ain't never had no drag out games with Michigan.
You crazy. Man, Michigan put it on y'all at one point.
You know what the crazy part is? All three of you guys are Michigan fans.
Yes.
So I had to hear it not just from you, I had to hear it from my other two brothers too.
Yeah, I love it.
So, and then I got my friend, shout out to Craig.
What's up, Craig?
Craig is a Michigan fan too. He just
That's
don't.
what's up, bro.
He
Maize,
just don't
blue,
like
and
to
yellow.
see it. But
Shout out to Jalen Rose, man. And Chris Webb.
And that's the thing. That's
and
crazy.
Fab Five.
I
Even though we're
love
not
Fab
talking
Five.
about basketball.
I
But
love
I had to
Fab
throw a
Five.
shout out to you guys.
Even though I'm a Notre Dame fan, I love the Fab Five. Just like the UNLV team from 90.
Yes.
So, you know,
That's another segment we got to have you back on for.
Oh, okay. That's
You know what I mean? I think that would be great.
These are just my guys because, you know, if it wasn't for my brothers, I wouldn't even know who Notre Dame was. They lost a lot of allowance to me back then.
We ain't talking about that. Oh man! But you know what's funny, man? You know, I'm just picking Notre Dame alum. You know, Mr. Alvin Miller. You know, it was cool watching you grow, watching you go from, man, it's full circle for him.
Right.
All-American at Kirkwood High School, goes to Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
Had a good career there. Comes back home, right? His daughters are talented,
Oh, wow.
play ball.
Okay.
Lauren, shout out to Lauren Miller. She went to UCLA.
Well, look at this.
She goes to UCLA. She does her thing at UCLA. And it's just their family, just like the Wises.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Michael Wise. You know,
Yeah.
because his family. Shout out to his kids, Cooper, his daughter that went to SLU, Sadie. His other kids, I don't remember. Forgive me, I don't remember the other kids' names, but man, I look at Facebook all the time. And they, you know, that's one thing I've always said I wanted to do for my kids. Be there for them for whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? It don't matter what they're doing. I'm gonna be there for them. If they need me to be there, I'm gonna be there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And they're doing a great job with their children, raising them.
Well, you are too.
Yeah. You know, I like that they intertwine sports with what they're doing. It seems like they bring the sports bonds them even more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's pretty chill, man. I love that.
Right.
You know, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, here we go. Another guy who just gotta rev his little car.
Right.
Rev his little car.
I like the fact that you know you can sit down with your son and you can talk sports. You know what I mean? And you can rib each other about what teams you like and don't like and this and that. And then even invite me over to pass on you some more.
Oh hell. But I'll tell you, you know what's jacked up for the longest? I couldn't stomach it.
What's that?
I have a son. Yes.
Baby
Your
Bash.
nephew.
Baby Bash.
Your nephew, Platinum Drip,
I know, right?
aka Platinum Drip. For all y'all that don't know, my
Waka
son,
Flocka.
Waka Flocka. For all y'all don't know, my son, he's 14 now. He pings on me as probably on a daily basis
About your sports team.
about my sports team.
Right.
At
That's
one
good,
point,
'cause
when
I
I was a
know.
Rams fan, he was a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Oh man.
So, and if you ask him, guess what he's gonna say?
What's that?
I'm a Russell Wilson fan. Okay,
Oh,
I like Russell Wilson, but
Yeah.
you know, at the time I was a Rams fan,
Yeah.
and I hated that they were beating up on the Rams. They wasn't even close. They were beating up. Shout out to Nate Burleson. Shout out to
The whole team.
shout out to Nate Burleson. Shout out to Russell Wilson. Even though at that time I didn't like Seattle, I respected those guys, and I love their game. You You know what I'm saying? And my son used to all the time. Look, Dad, here we go. What do you mean? Yeah, my Seahawks are gonna beat up on your Rams. So I, you know, here I am. Not only am I getting it from from him, I'm getting it from Grace too. So Grace is laughing at me like, hey, look, he told you. And then it gets even worse. Because now I'm actually watching the game unfold, and the Seahawks are beating the brakes off the Rams. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I got to hear it from my son and my wife.
Yes, sir.
So that in itself would drive me crazy. It would drive me crazy. But it gets better. It gets better. Yeah. So, same kid. He loves, so I love hockey.
Yeah, you know,
We grew up watching hockey, right?
Yeah.
Bernie Federko, Adam Oaks, Brett Hall, Brendan Shanahan. That was my boy. Brendan Shanahan, I love him because he was a two-way player.
I'm Brett Hall, man.
That's all right.
But I like Adam Oaks too.
And Adam Oaks was a center.
He
gets to get the puck to everybody.
That's right.
So, one day, and at the time I was living in Hawaii, so one day, he comes to me and he says, Dad, because I have my blues gear on, St. Louis blues gear on. He says, Dad, I don't like the blues. What do you mean you don't like the blues? Man, I had to think, oh man, I can't disown these blues. So what ended up happening was, I said, you know, here I am, I'm trying to be cordial with him. Try not to.
Please don't say he's a Red Wings fan.
Oh my God. So he comes to me and said, Dad, I like the Detroit Red Wings. I said, oh man.
Disgusting. It's two teams that you know.
Oh man. Yes.
Detroit and Chicago Blackhawks.
He is a Detroit Red Wings fan. But it gets better. His auntie finds out that he's a Detroit Red Wings fan. Guess what she is? A Detroit Red Wings fan. And guess what happens every time she sends him something? It's Detroit Red Wings. Titletown. It ain't Titletown no more.
Right.
And half your players were stolen from the Blues.
Thank you.
Like, I say it
where
every
you think they came from?
So
it's like we had their farm system.
Right. So he is a Red Wings fan. So I have to stomach that in the house. But then it gets better. I'm sorry, it gets worse. It gets worse. So my other son, aka Bam Bam here, he comes to me. Dad, I don't like the Blues. So I'm like,
Well,
I'm
let's
ready
get
to
it
go.
right. I do like the Blues, but I don't like the other team better, too.
Okay, all
It's
right.
the other team.
So at that time,
Please
I got
don't
a
say it's
stomach.
Chicago.
No, it's not Chicago.
It's not Chicago.
I'll tell you who it is.
You could.
So here it is. I'm saying, oh my God, this boy, him too.
Right.
So he comes to me, nah, Dad, I don't like the Red Wings. He says, I like the San Jose Sharks. I was like,
It seems like the teams the Blues play all the time.
exactly,
In
and
the
get beat
playoffs.
up on.
Right.
He likes it. So my house is
divided.
all divided.
It's divided.
I'm the only one that stays true. They are, in Bam Bam's case, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, I got that.
Oh! Hey, for y'all that don't know what that is, it's a San Jose Sharks wallet.
Shout out to my auntie.
Ew.
It'll never have any money in it.
But we did go off subject, but I had to throw that in there.
Right.
I know many of you is experiencing the same thing I'm going through. It's in a house that's all divided. It's kind of like Alabama and Auburn. You know what I mean?
Can't have that.
Can't have that. You can't have that. We gotta have something. Oh, I gotta throw this in there. Shout out to Mike, Uncle Mike Nelson.
Uncle Mike,
Man,
bro, he keeps everybody on the same team in his house.
yeah, everybody. So I gotta tell you the story. He comes to Hawaii. This is before I got out. At least 5 or 6 years before I got out. And he's with his lovely wife, Auntie Monica, and Michael Jr. Shout out Michael Jr. What's going on, bud? And he says, we're in Champs in the mall.
Okay.
In Pearl Ridge. So we're in there. Michael Jr., he goes and picks up a jersey other than his favorite team. Other than Mike's favorite team. I'm not gonna spoil it real quick. I'm gonna let you tell him who his favorite team is. But he goes and picks up the jersey. Mike, look, he says, Michael Jr., if you don't put that down.
Oh my
He
goodness.
says, Michael Jr., if you don't put that down, you know we don't represent nothing else in here, but we're such and such fans. And
No.
so I'm saying, me and Grace is like, what? Mike says, I'm serious. We don't mess with no other team. And I'm like, oh my God.
Man, shout out to Mike.
Shout out
We
to
got to
Mike.
catch that Arkansas and Missouri game on another day.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? What we need to do is go to the stadium. Let's go to, when it's played in Arkansas, let's go down there.
Yeah, that's what we had planned on doing. They
Yeah.
were supposed to be, I think, playing a game in Little Rock this year.
Oh, they are this year?
I think so. And that's
Ooh-wee.
why Mike wanted to come back this way.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to have been checking on that.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, everything got canceled. So,
Right.
so yeah, I'll catch him. We'll get to the game.
Shout out to Skipworth, Marina, Matthew, Deborah, forgive me for butchering their names. Monica, Michael, man, love y'all, man, love y'all. So, yeah, Mike had us going. He had us going. He had us like,
That's all he knows. That Cowboys.
yeah, and that's it.
Him and Carl, Cowboys.
And Derek.
Derek.
Shout out to Derek,
Corey.
D-Mac,
Corey.
and Corey. Yeah, Cowboy. That's all I hear. Shout out to Shout out to Sim, man. Sim Hester and Casey. We love y'all. He's a Cowboys fan too. Oh, man.
Shout out to Aaron Bird. I went to barber school with him.
Oh,
He a Cowboys fan too.
Cowboys.
You know, he used to like when Daddy would come around, he would mess with him
Yeah.
about the
About the Redskins.
Yeah, so yeah, he's a Cowboys fan too.
Shout out to Vita and shout out to Lewis, avid Redskin fans. And so it's funny when you get around people and they feel uncomfortable because they can't represent their team,
Right.
or they got somebody else that is the rival team fan. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's like you either deal with the Redskins or you want to deal with the Cowboys.
Right. And it's just
Or-
like
that's just
Alabama
like,
and Auburn.
Philadelphia and the Cowboys.
Yeah,
man,
that
don't
too.
mix either.
Yep, that don't mix either.
Man,
That don't
they
mix
be having
either.
fights at the stadium.
Oh yeah. I think Philly is the only stadium that has its own precinct in it.
It's got a.
I believe so. And it's got a
court.
judge.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
judge
got
in
a
there
court.
also.
They don't mess around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you go to Philly, you better be on your P's and Q's.
Yeah. They get wild. They get wild. Shout out to Skate because he's an avid Philly fan. That's my mentor. Love you, bro. So yeah, man. Shoot. Let it be somebody from a rival. I'll be sitting there sweating. Do I really want to talk to this
Right. You know when the game is going on.
When the game is on.
We don't talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We watching this game.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And it was crazy because like today I went to work with my Notre Dame stuff on because Truvuw, he was he going on vacation, so I wanted to print that in.
You want to make sure that he could see you.
He could see it.
you.
So when the game is on, he know what I got on.
So he's
I
gonna
got
have
Notre Dame stuff on.
You want him to have like daydreaming.
I just wanted to know we playing y'all this week.
So, what do you think the score is going to be? What about you, Bam? I'm going to start you first. Bam.
I mean, it's going to be close. Either, that's going to be tough, though. I don't know I don't know who I should be going for.
Well, no, what's the final score?
You don't have to root for it.
You don't have to root. Just what do you think the final score is? Going to be close?
It's
going to be like 20-17. Is it going to be 24-17? Is it going to be something 34-31?
Maybe 24-17 or 2020s. Well, yeah, no, that, but then overtime wise, I would say 20-17.
Okay. Okay. Well,
you think that they're going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think Notre Dame's going to win?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
So you think Notre Dame gonna lose, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I think. What you think?
Me personally, I think it's not gonna be close.
What?
I think like Florida State might get 10 points.
Why?
And then we probably score like 28, 30.
I think Florida State is better this year than last year. I think they have had a better recruiting class that came in.
Okay.
So, and you know Notre Dame always gets players, so their recruiting class is just as good.
Yeah.
But the X factor is the fact that Notre Dame is last year's starting quarterback is now the backup for my team, the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
So
they guys gonna end up cutting them pretty soon. Don't worry.
He's third string.
Well,
we ain't worried about him. He's not getting. Jameis Winston is the starter.
He gonna end up
Taysom Hill is the backup.
So, but I think the guy that's coming in now, he's a better passer than Ian Book is. Yeah. Because if you look at a lot of the games last year in passing situations, Ian Book was mainly trying to take off and run instead of staying in the pocket.
So do you think he's more of a option type quarterback? Was he more like an option type quarterback in high school, or was he just a pro style pocket passer?
No, I think he was more of an option type quarterback. Because if you look at his body of work, a lot of times he would, instead of being patient in the pocket, he got the happy feet, and then he would take off running. Yeah. But then if you look at, let's say the quarterback before him, which was Kaiser, when he was playing, he was more of a pocket quarterback.
Yes.
And the games like against Clemson where it was pouring down raining and they had a knockout, drag-out game.
Right.
And Clemson ended up winning it, but it came down to the last second.
Right.
For them to win it because Kaiser was throwing the ball down the field.
Do you think it was more of situational football that he needed to work on? Or was it more the elements was limiting his ability to throw the deep ball? Because he could throw the deep ball.
He can throw it, yeah.
Right.
But I just think that was his skill set, more of a mobile guy. He was more mobile.
Right.
Than sitting in the pocket and, you know what I'm saying, throw somebody open and wait till somebody got open. You know what I mean?
Right. So do you think that this quarterback coming in, I don't know his name right now, so forgive me if I don't know Notre Dame's quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. I know he came from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Transferred.
So it was a transfer from Wisconsin. And the last thing I remember, it was a transfer from Wisconsin. He was a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. He just wasn't a X factor type quarterback.
Right.
He can manage the game. He can get you up and down the field.
Right.
But he can't. He's not that guy that has that it factor to take over games.
Right.
And like if Russell Wilson was still at Wisconsin.
Right. I got you.
Russell Wilson had the it factor, so when plays broke down, he still had the ability to go downfield with the ball,
Right.
or get the ball where he needed to.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I think like Notre Dame's coach is good with quarterbacks. He's hard on them, but he's good with developing quarterbacks.
Right.
So I think he's gonna work with them, and he's gonna be all right. Right. I don't know, how many years he's gonna be at Notre Dame. I mean, talking about the new quarterback.
Correct.
But I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I think when the game first starts, he's gonna have those jitters.
Yeah.
But then as he goes along, I think everything's gonna get better.
Right. Okay, let's talk about a new game. Let's talk about Michigan. Shout out to Jawad Howard.
Yeah, let me
Go
ask
ahead.
you the question
Hey, ask me
about Michigan, since
Ask
you
me.
asked about my
There
team.
you go.
So, what do you think their record is going to be toward the end of the year? And can they beat Ohio State this year?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I think everything predicates off of beating Ohio State.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
But I also think that this year is if any, is the best chance for them to actually beat Ohio State, because of the simple fact that Ohio State had lost their quarterback.
Okay.
But that new quarterback they got, he's something special too.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a reload situation for them too.
Yeah.
But the thing that I see is going to be an issue is right now they can beat up on people early in the year because the strength of schedule is not there.
Right.
But later on in the year, when they start to have to play the Wisconsins and the Northwesterns and the Michigans and the Michigan States, you're going to see something totally different from them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to be times where situational football is going to have to play a huge part in that game.
Right.
And you don't have a Justin Fields back there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
got another guy back there who hasn't, in my eyes, have not proved himself enough yet.
Right.
So, on the Ohio State side, I think that is their only issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're just as talented as they were last year. God, nobody really. I mean, they retooled just like Alabama. They took the SEC model when Urban Meyer brought it there and pretty much put a stamp on Ohio State.
Well, this is a question and a kind of an answer. Do you think that, since you said Urban Meyer, do you think that is it recruiting, or is it still the recruit that Urban Meyer got? That's why they still winning like they are.
That is a great question. I think that it's a little of both, because I think it's like with any successful coach. Any successful coach who has his model on a team that has been winning for years. Take for instance, like in Arkansas, Benton.
Yeah.
Benton High School used to be like through the roof,
Right.
good. Every year they used to retool. Every year they used to have somebody new coming there, and every year it was always the same results.
Right.
I think on a college level it's similar, because everybody wants to go to those schools.
Right.
Everybody wants to go to Power 5 conferences. Everybody wants to, but not everybody makes it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they have to transfer out to go to another
somewhere
squad,
else,
or they go to D2, D3, and it's funny because they'll go to D1 and they'll go to D1, can't make it there, go to D2, and like through the roof good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for Michigan, to finish that question before, for Michigan, I think they're still trying to find themselves.
Okay.
Because remember, they had Milton as their quarterback last year.
Right.
And he transferred, and now he's starting quarterback at Tennessee.
Okay.
So, is he talented? Is he talented? Yes. Is he talented? Yes. Is he gonna be successful? I think yes, he is gonna be successful. But at Michigan last year, he did not have pieces around him. They were too predictable.
Okay.
Their offense was too predictable. Their defense was too predictable, and it happens every year. I mean, every year you're not going to be like great top of the line.
So let me ask you another question. Do you think Michigan's coach is on the hot seat?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
Because
see.
there is a couple of times that he could have beat Ohio State,
Yeah.
and due to situational football,
Yes.
they ended up losing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then not that alone, then they lose to their rival a lot
Right.
in the last couple of years. You can't lose to Ohio State and think that they're not watching that, because you got that game right along with your rival games. Like, if you can't even beat your rivals,
Right.
they don't even want you at Michigan.
Right.
You know, old school. They don't even want you at Michigan.
Well,
but because he was building,
Yeah.
he still was given the benefit of the doubt, but the rope is tightening.
Right. You know, being a Notre Dame fan, I hate that we don't play Michigan on the regular like we used to.
That used to be an entertaining game.
That used to be a rivalry.
That used to be a very good
Just
game.
like, you know, we played some of everybody. We
Yeah.
played Michigan.
Yeah.
Played USC. So
Yeah.
we went from coast to coast.
Right.
We played all the Florida teams.
Yeah.
But now we just mainly play a lot of the ACC teams,
Right.
which is not bad. But, you know, like you said, the strength of schedule is not the same now.
Right.
Because we play just one conference.
Right.
So I think if it goes back, and they said that they're going to start playing Michigan again. I can't remember what year, but if it goes back to the way it used to be, we played everybody. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
And I know that the ACC has been trying to get us to be in their conference for the longest. So
Right.
that's why we play a lot of their teams.
Right.
So, but I wish it went back to the old schedule.
Right.
Michigan State,
Yeah.
you know, Boston College,
Right.
USC, Florida State, Miami,
Right. Navy.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I grew up. Stanford.
Mhm.
I grew up on them games, and
Yeah.
it's like now it's like we just play
Doing it on the way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just one conference.
What is to get off topic? What is one game you would love to see come back?
Like I said, one Michigan, Miami, because you know you get a lot of them Hurricanes fans. They talk too.
Yeah. What do they call it? Catholics versus convicts.
That was made up by a student that went to Notre Dame.
Right.
What else? You know, we still play USC. I always want to play them because the USC, you know, is
Tradition.
USC, you know,
Tradition. I remember the year and I used to be at one point in time a USC fan. So
yeah, and I couldn't stand them either.
I remember one year they were playing. Notre Dame was playing at the Coliseum in the USC in LA.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
And Rodney Pete.
Push?
No, not that one. This is
Okay.
before him. This is like late 90s,
yeah.
late 80s. Excuse me.
Right.
Late 80s, early 90s, and Rodney Pete was the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. He used to have some drag out games with them too.
Oh my God, not that one.
It was just
Notre Dame came out there, and they pretty much put a spanking on USC at the Coliseum. I think it was like 35-10 or something along those lines. And Rodney Pete had one of the worst games of his career there, but they came to play. I think Tony Rice was quarterback.
Yeah, I think
Ricky
either Ricky Waters or Jerome Bettis, one of them, they had a good game that what you talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they beat the brakes off of her. I was like, because that hurt my pride.
Believe me, I'm telling you, people don't understand when Jerome Bettis was running for Notre Dame, man, it was different from when he got into the NFL.
Right.
He was like light on his foot, but he was a heavy dude.
Yes.
But he moved just as swiftly as Ricky Waters.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it was crazy. It's like one left, the other one showed up. Yeah. It's like, man, it was crazy. But yeah, back then, that's when they had so many good people on their team.
Right.
Like, why couldn't you win those national championships?
Right. So we're gonna do a little bit of verses real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
We're gonna change subjects. Let's do NBA.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's do a version of both, NBA and NFL.
Okay.
I'm gonna name two teams, and you tell me which one you like, and a little bit why.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with NFL. Pittsburgh or Atlanta?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, do you think? What? Is it because you got a terrible towel? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Look at this dude. He brought out all his terrible towel. He brought out all his stuff.
He got the horrible towel.
Oh
my goodness. Man, his uncle would love to see that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Shout out to Uncle Kevin.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how that happened.
So
shout out to Ayana. She's Steelers fan.
Right.
Too.
She's been Steelers fan since the beginning.
Man, I don't know.
So which one would you choose? Pittsburgh
They play against each other?
or Atlanta? I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
this is versus.
I would say shout out to Dre.
I know, right? You gonna piss Dre off.
I know, right?
So,
you know, I would pick, if it came down to it, I would pick, choose. I would choose Pittsburgh only because their coach is African American. That would break the tie for me.
okay. Dre, you probably gonna get a phone call.
I know, right?
Dre gonna see this and he gonna be like,
My bad, Dre.
"Oh no, what are you talking? No."
You're like,
What? He might blow up Facebook.
Right, it was a lose-lose situation. I'm sorry.
I did it on purpose. All right, next one. This is also NFL.
Okay.
You got Patriots. Watch this. Watch this. Bam, bam, bam. Cowboys.
Well, see, that's easy though, because on my hate list, the Patriots is number one because they cheaters. I don't like cheaters. The cheetah girls. Number two, you know, Dallas is like number two on there. I don't like them either, but I can stand them more than I can stand the Patriots. So that's who I would pick, Cowboys over the Patriots.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's switch it up. NBA. I already know what you gonna say. All right, we'll do three from the NBA. Okay. Brooklyn Nets. New York Knicks.
I take the Knicks.
Ew.
I take the Knicks over the Nets.
Sorry.
I'm not a Kevin Durant fan.
Ew.
I am not a Kevin Durant fan. And then what's his name? The guard.
Harden.
No.
Kyrie. Irving.
Kyrie, I don't know what's up with him, man. It's like 1 minute he's cool, and then the next minute he's out because he's got something going on. And then that's how his play is, the same way. It's like 1 minute he's playing lights out, and the next minute it's like he's taking a break, like I'm tired or whatever. You know what I mean? So
do you think think he tired and all that stuff because he doing the crate challenge or something like that?
He might be doing backflip off the crates or something.
That's
Trying to get to the other side. Right.
No, I'm just playing, man.
That's like when you went to Boston, you had to sage and all that. Like, dude, what you got to sage for is for yourself, not
It's
Boston.
funny. I'm just messing around, man. I'm just messing around. So, all these grass cutters.
And you ain't just that microphone gonna pick up that swing over there too.
Well, not as bad as
not
that,
as
though.
bad as
Oh,
that.
okay.
That's like, like he did it on purpose because he knew we were filming. And he just want to be an asshole. But you know what? It's okay. I forgive you.
Aaron's trying to be
Oh, hell.
So, what's your other question?
My other question. Lakers? I already know the answer to this. Lakers, Clippers.
I'm gonna say Lakers because I'm a LeBron fan, so that trumps everything else. What about you?
Y'all got to go with Lakers on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neither.
Of course, I like Anthony Davis also. So
I like them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like what the Lakers have done by adding pieces.
yeah.
I just don't know who's going to be willing to give up their possessions.
Well, we know one is gonna be Carmelo because
Well, we already know
he
that.
gave the guy you.
We already know that. I think he did that as a sympathy
Yeah,
thing for
because he
him.
want to get a ring.
Because I think he feels for Carmelo and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that he wants to get one or the other a ring.
Right. But I like the fact because before we started this podcast, you was telling me that they picked up Rondo again.
Yeah, they did.
And I like the fact that
I think the
Rondo
Clippers
was back. I
is
think
silly
that's
for
what
letting him
was-
go.
Yeah, I think that was what was hurting the Lakers last year because Rondo was there to guide the, to run
Right.
the point.
To
Like
run the
that's
point, be the
he's
floor
a true
general.
point guard. Like
Correct.
he's gonna break it down, and if he needs to score, he's gonna score. If he needs to give you the rock, he's gonna get you the rock.
Right.
So I think that was a big pickup for them. Even though most of them is up there in age right now.
Yeah.
I think they still got some ball left in them. I think they can run another title.
Do you think?
And I'm not even a Lakers fan.
Do you think my boys? Shout out to Dub Nation. Shout out to.
Do I think your boys do what? Come out of the West? No.
Oh no!
I'm just gonna get that out there right now. Now, what's the next question?
So don't be a hater all your life.
Hey, that's how you do
Know
with
your
my
dude.
boys. Hey, come on, I'm gonna give it to you.
So, Dub Nation, you think the Splash Brothers? Shout out to the Splash Brothers. Clay, I'm glad you back. Dre,
Really?
I'm glad you back also.
Really, it's only one Splash brother, and he was on the team last year, and the only thing he was splashing was on himself.
Dude, you tripping. You tripping. So anyway, do you think my boys, Golden State Warriors, do you think they have a legitimate shot as the third team
Out of the
that
West.
has a chance to come out the West?
So you telling me they got to get past the Lakers,
Okay.
the Clippers,
Okay.
Phoenix?
You know what? I don't think Phoenix is going to be as strong as they were next year if they don't get another scorer to go along to complement Devin Booker.
So
They need another scorer because they got exploited in that finals because once Giannis figured out that he can go at 8,
okay.
right?
Well, because they both 7-footers.
Yes, but the difference is
Giannis is more mobile.
Giannis is more mobile.
Right.
So every time Giannis got him in an ISO, he was destroying him.
Yeah, but
Like the games 3, 4,
some of that, basketball
3,
is
4,
a
and
little
5.
bit different from football. Basketball is a little bit different from football because in basketball, if your coach sees that mismatch, why do you have Aiden guarding Giannis? See what I'm saying?
I think with Giannis, he's a mismatch nightmare. You put someone small on him, he's gonna bully ball him.
But see,
You put someone big on him,
thing.
he's gonna be mobile around him.
this is the thing. They could have trapped him a couple of times before he even
True.
got close to the paint.
True.
Made him shoot,
True.
or keep somebody on him coming down the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Just,
right. Deny ball.
just like a fly. You know what I'm saying?
Deny him.
Just,
I would deny if
Exactly.
it was me. I would not allow him if he's bringing the ball up the court.
Oh, man.
Make him
I need a smaller guy on him.
a smaller guy on him and make him put pressure on the ball
Yeah.
immediately when he comes across half court.
Because you got to think, a 7-footer dribbling down the floor,
Correct.
and I get a
Correct.
smaller, quicker
Correct.
guy on him,
Correct.
he's going to have trouble.
He's gonna have trouble. Exactly.
So that's when you need Middleton,
Yes.
or who was the other guy that was bringing the ball up?
Aaron, the twin.
Mhm.
Uh,
That's when you need them to bring
not
the
the
ball.
twin, but
And-
the
and
brother.
That's
Aaron,
when. That's where.
Good Lord, his name.
That's where that when you have him not bringing the ball up, that's when you get into a lot of your trouble. 'Cause that's where your mismatches come in.
Okay.
And see, with that mismatch, if Middleton or somebody else is bringing the ball up, guess what's gonna happen?
He's going.
Somebody
spot.
either smaller or too big to guard him is gonna be on him.
Correct.
And he's too mobile
Correct.
as a 7-footer
Correct.
for a big guy to be on him, and he's too big for a little guy to be on.
Correct. That's what I said. He's a
So
mismatch
that's
nightmare.
where you get in trouble.
But you have to.
But when he brings the ball up the court, you're not in trouble. They're in trouble
Correct.
because now, not only do you bring the ball, but see, he takes so many shots when he brings the ball up the court. You have to be able to dish the ball out.
Correct.
Because they
It's
come
really-
in, they know you're going
Correct.
to a threat.
Correct.
So they're coming to defend you
Yes.
as a guard, not
Yes.
as
Correct.
a forward or
Point.
a small.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, you know what I'm saying, in between like basketball and football,
Yeah.
because that one guy can be moved here
Yeah.
or there.
Correct.
Even in football, even if you move one guy around, I can run a zone,
Yeah.
and as long as I get pressure on your quarterback, that one guy might not even get the ball.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where, you know, football and basketball kind of different.
Correct. I think. I think Golden State has a better shot this year than they did in the past
Yeah,
2 years
because
because everybody is healthy again.
Exactly.
And they're getting back their sixth man again
Okay.
to solidify
Well,
that
they got a
bench.
lot of young guys.
A lot of
And
young
that's what hurt
guys.
them last year.
Well, I don't think it hurt them. I think it helped them.
Well-
I think what hurt them was they didn't have an identity past
Exactly. That's
Curry.
And that's the thing. When you have a lot of young guys on your team, you got to learn how to win.
and that too.
And like you said, they were relying on Curry for almost all the shots. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When Clay is not in there and they put the D on Curry, who you got to take the shot? Draymond can hit, but he's not consistent with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he's mainly not in there.
He's
to
more like a
score
point
points.
forward.
He's
on
in
offense.
there to facilitate.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna bring the defense to me,
Right.
which
Leave
I'm
you
gonna keep-
one-on-one.
Exactly.
Coming
because
off
I'm
of your
I'm
pick.
in the paint.
Right.
So my
Or
percentage
a triple threat position.
Right. My shot percentage is way higher than your percentage. Even though you hit a lot of threes, my percentage is way higher than yours. 'Cause I'm in the paint
Correct.
and I'm grabbing rebounds. And that's Draymond. But people
Yeah.
sleep on him because they always think Curry, Clay, KD when he was there. But without Draymond being down there in the paint, you can't
He's
get
not
them
really
guys.
down there in the paint like that. He's more so at the elbow, at the triple
Right.
threat position where he can either get you the ball where you need it,
But-
set up pick for a pick and roll
Right.
on the wing,
But
or
the thing is, even with that, I'm telling you, he doesn't score a lot of points because he passes the ball a lot.
correct.
So,
And his
which
defense.
makes him a facilitator, just like Rondo. Rondo don't score a lot of points, but if he has to, he can.
Right.
He's not a great shooter, but if he can knock him down if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? So with Draymond is down there around the paint, He defends the big guy. Even me and you had that conversation. You
Yeah.
showed me something that I didn't realize that he was 6'5".
Yeah.
He guards 7-footers.
Yeah.
And handling them.
Right.
And I'm not even a Golden State fan, and I'm talking about your boys.
Yeah.
But he's handling them.
Right.
And he's down there getting rebounds over 7-footers.
A la Dennis Rodman.
Exactly. So his main thing is a facilitator. He plays defense, he grabs rebounds, and he gets the people the ball that need the ball, which is Curry,
Yeah.
Clay.
Splash move.
Exactly. And whoever else is open.
Correct.
And he gonna talk to your young guy. And he's gonna take he's gonna do the media. He's gonna take the brunt of whatever is going on in the media.
Right.
And he's gonna talk about it.
Right.
That way your young guys ain't gotta worry about it. I mean, they're gonna come up for a few questions, but he's gonna take the brunt of the what's going on. Just like Curry. But he takes more than Curry. If you sit back and look at it, and I kinda like analyze, I have no favorite team because I just love basketball. Now I can never pick a team because I'll be the one minute I'll be like, oh man, look at that game. But the next minute I'll look at that game.
Right.
So I sit back and watch. And yeah, Draymond, he is what makes Golden State go. So your boys still got a good chance because he's still playing. So they'll be out there. I don't know if it's third. I say maybe like the fourth, maybe 15. But third, I don't see them being the third team. I see that like fourth or fifth. Because they'll be right there with Portland.
Right.
Because Portland, they refuse to go out and get somebody to go with Dame. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I see them like kind of even.
So hey, I want to thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you for
having this lovely discussion because I loved it, every minute of it, and I hope that we can get you back on.
Oh yeah, I'll be
do
back.
another segment for.
If it's your podcast,
Sports.
it's my podcast.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave some of my stuff so.
Oh hell no, we don't need that. We don't need that. You take the Northern Lane.
No,
slide it on off the screen.
Just like Lil
Slide it
John
on off
said,
the
I need my pip cup.
So without being said, further ado, I'm GT.
I'm
This is-
Batman.
And that's Mr. Chill. We'll catch up with y'all next time.
Yeah.
Tru Vuw. What's your view?
What's your view?